Hi, my name is Noel Davis with Vermicompost, and here's our week 33 bin update. I've said this before, but I really think we are getting to the end of life of this bin, where it has been, it's been over 30 weeks now, and it's really starting to mature, and it's to the point where we are going to have to start harvesting it soon. So I'm going to start doing little feedings just to kind of keep the bin going, but I want them to kind of consume some of the large materials that are left, and some of those might have to be just sorted out at the end. But I want to start ending this bin rather than continuing it going, because it is getting to its end of life. And this is why I keep multiple bins in my house. This one's reaching its end, but I have other ones that are not, that are just starting. Some of them are different tests I'm running, such as the coffee bin. I also have my large bin back here, which I use quite frequently, and that's a flow through, so I just kind of scrape out the bottom and I just add stuff to the top. So that one's continuous. But I still sort my smaller bins. They just have to be turned over. You have to empty the material out of them. They just get too heavy to move around. The bin that we have now is probably up to 30 or 40 pounds. So now let's go take a look at it. And as I said, though, I mean, this is starting to get really high up there. So it's getting a little bit too big to continue to constantly move around. So let's just open it up and take a look. All right, a little dry inside, not really moist. There's a worm on top right here, or a couple on there, but it's not bad. Let's take a look inside. A couple worms are on the outside here. Still, though, it's not bad. I'll move this back just a little bit here. This lighting is a little better over here. There we go. So let's just dig this up a little bit. Lots of worms in here. It feels a little bit more compressed than it has been in the past. But a lot of worms all throughout the bin here. I mean, you can just tell and the material's really worked through. I mean, I can see worms crawling all throughout this area. There's worms even in this mass right here. This bin is just filled with worms. It really is. It's really moist right now in the bottom here. But you could just tell there's worms everywhere in here. Which, as I said, this is a very mature, very stable bin now. This would be a bin that if I wanted to add something maybe a little bit less good for composting, such as pineapple or something like that, I would probably do that at this point. But I mean, you can just tell that there's a lot of worms in here. It feels a little bit thick over here. And actually, we still have a banana peel left. This is the side that we added the fruits and veggies on, I guess, last time. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of worms in here. It's really loaded, which is great. This is what I'd like to see in a bin. I'm going to bury that back down in here a little bit. Dig up the other side as well. We might add a little bit more food here. This side feels a little less compacted, but getting some of the burlap in there still. As you can tell, there's almost no cardboard left in here, though. I mean, all the cardboard has been consumed almost, which is a good sign that it's ready to also be harvested. The bedding is gone. We still have I can still see some residual peels in here too. Like right here, this is actually a banana peel that's still there. The ends, they take a lot longer to break down, such as if you had it'd be almost the same, similar to adding like corn husks or something like that to your bin, which will break down, but they take a long time to, as I found out in some of my other bins. But I mean, this bin is just doing really well. It's very stable. There's even worms all the way down here at the bottom, where I'm digging all the way to the bottom. There's worms all through this bin. I mean, you can just see them. You look at all the worms in here. Everything that I've dug up has had worms in it. So the bin is just really, really good. So I'm going to add in some strawberries that went bad. They're not cut up or anything. They're frozen. And I'm just going to bury these in here. This is what, as you can tell, I've been doing for quite a while now. I've just been burying frozen stuff in here. Oh, I don't know. This is a banana peel right there. Do not want a banana peel on the top. That will definitely bring fruit flies. So we're going to bury that back down in here. But, I mean, this bin is just loaded with worms. It's to the point now where this really, as I've said, this is going to have to be sorted. There's just, the amount of worms in here is great, but it's just way too hard to feed a bin like this and keep it going consistently. And also then you add more cardboard, it gets more full, and then it gets more and more compressed because there's just so much weight pushing down on it. And eventually you get muck in the bottom if you don't start emptying these out, because what will happen is the top will dry out, the moisture will sink down into it, and then you get a bin where it's just water in the bottom, the top looks dry, and you have to kind of mix it to get it to go. So this is about as far as you want to take a bin before you start really changing it and emptying it out. And there's a couple different ways you can do it. What I could do is I could take this entire side of the bin, fold it over here, and then add new bedding to this side and new food to this side. Try to get all the worms over to this side and then just empty that side out. I typically will just sort the entire bin and just empty it, take it, dump it on a tray and sort it that way. So that's our update for this week though. It's still looking really good. This is again, the same banana peels on top right here. So I'm gonna have to bury that down. Hold on just a second here. Let's just take that, bury it right in there. So hopefully they'll work on that and try to get rid of that slowly. So it's still some burlap in here. Remember, from 30 weeks now, or 33 weeks, it's still in here. So it shows how long that stuff can take to break down. And there's still cardboard, but we've added some of it as we've gone. So they've done a really good job of eating up all this cardboard. I mean, it's just amazing how it's all just disappeared in here. Just make sure there's nothing left on there. So that's my update, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope your bins are doing just as well. If you have any questions, please post a comment and ask. Thank you.